I know. Welcome to Ketogenic Diet Review. Since me and Alex started doing this video together, we haven't really been able to do a video. So this is our first attempt at trying to do a video.
Probably last.
I don't know. Hopefully it turns out good. We may have to find a better way, but we're not super fancy. So as you can tell from our recording on our phone,
No budget.
right?
We're like sitting outside of Costco.
Getting the cat crazy.
Shoulder to shoulder, and this dude's just looking at us.
It looks fucking crazy. I would stare at us too, man.
Hello guys, weirdos.
Crazy, man. How did this week go for you? What is this? Your 7th week?
Yeah, 7 weeks.
That's awesome, dude.
I gained back my 2 pounds.
Did you?
I lost.
That's force feeding yourself fast.
Yeah, I told you that I was eating a little bit more than what I usually do. Just throwing a little bit more lactose. Remember the other day I sent you a picture of the leather straps?
Oh yeah, this thing's bomb, dude.
Good, dude. I would easily have eaten 3, remember?
Yeah.
I sent you a picture, I had 3.
Nice.
Little things like that, dude. Just give me
Little
more
extra calories.
Yeah, little extra calories, extra fat in there. Yeah, dude. Little things like that, dude. That is like, I never thought I would be eating like just beef on them with lettuce.
It's so good, though.
Yeah,
isn't it,
dude. Bomb, dude. Especially the way my girl makes it.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah, dude.
You know, when I started eating this way, like once I got past just bacon and cheese, I was like, wow, this is the way I've always wanted to eat. Like, you know, a lot of times, dude, like even before I was doing this diet, when I was ordering like burgers and shit, I was like, I just want it plain. I just want the meat and cheese. And then, like, I remember, dude, sometimes specifically, like, especially when I'd go to like In-N-Out, like halfway through a burger, it's getting so messy that I would end up like taking everything off that fucking thing. And a lot of times I would be eating just the burger. You know what I mean?
It's crazy though, just how I'm pretty sure it's happened to you that regular stuff that you used to eat, like a burger with bread.
No, not at all, man.
Before my girl was like, was in love with Coke. She was a Coca-Cola.
Okay. I was about to say, learn new things about Jenny every day.
And nah, dude. She's like, she told me the other day, she said, hey, like, I gotta tell you something. I was like, oh, what did you do?
Uh-oh.
She's just like, Coke. Wait, we kind of.
Right.
When it goes up your nose and when you're doing, and she's not like, I took a sip, put it back.
Right.
She's like, it didn't even appeal to me anymore. I got even the sweetness and all of it. I was like, this is not good to me anymore.
Right.
I don't even want it anymore. And that's crazy, dude. It hasn't been that long, dude. It's been a little bit over a month that we've been doing this now. She's already like pretty much giving up on soda.
It's because, man, like your body, I don't feel like your body actually wants a lot of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I remember when I used to drink a lot of soda, like a lot, man. Like I don't know if I've talked about it much, but dude, sometimes I would drink like two liters of soda in a day. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was like a stupid amount of soda that I used to drink. And then when I went to Diet Coke, I was doing the same thing. I was like, that gave me more of an excuse. So I literally drank Diet Coke all day long.
Was your mindset like, it's diet?
Yeah, it's diet. 0 calories. It's not harmful for my body at all. Like, you know, I didn't know any better. Like, and then like people started telling me, like at that time I worked with a lot of dudes who were into like, shout out to Viesto, best place to buy furniture. But those guys were like super into like organic stuff. You know what I mean? They did a lot of organic furniture. A lot of their shit was chemical free and stuff. You know what I mean? It's dope, dude. Like I used to make fun of them. You know, I'm not religious, but when they were telling me like, oh, this bed is made out of latex and all these fabrics aren't treated with any chemicals and, you know, this and this, and we use wool instead of like, you know, the chemical shit, I would tell them like, oh man, you're sleeping on a latex mattress and, you know, baby Jesus was born in hay and cow shit. Like, you're too fancy, you know what I mean? Just like fucking with them. But like, they would show me like, look man, like you don't understand, like there's like these chemicals are poisonous, and sure enough, dude, like the chemicals they put in your shit is fucking poisonous. But he would always tell me, like the one dude, he would always tell me like, you gotta stop drinking Diet Coke, man, like you're killing yourself. Like, and he would tell me shit like, you know, one of the main ingredients, like that's just another term for like formaldehyde. So people that drink a lot of Diet Coke, over their lifetime, they have a hardening of organs. And also he was like telling me like, there's all this scientific research that shows that aspartame causes cancer. Like nobody ever like acknowledges that. And I've even heard doctors say, even doctors like like Dr. Drew, who used to be on Loveline, when I used to listen to Loveline when they were on, I had heard him say a couple times, like, no, there's just no proof of that. And it's like, you either don't know, you don't believe it, or you're intentionally blind. And like, I don't think the Coca-Cola industry is that powerful that they're getting everybody to lie, but it's just crazy, man. Like, I never thought that I would care, but now I do. But you know the funny thing is, man, when I used to drink a lot of Diet Coke and shit, when I'd be driving home from work sometimes, I would get super nervous. Like super nervous. And I never really paid much attention to it, dude. I just thought like, oh, this is weird. There must be something wrong with my biology. You know, maybe I get like anxiety, or maybe I get panic attacks. Or... You know what's funny, man? As soon as I stopped drinking all the Coke, I don't get that anymore at all. And I drink a shit ton of coffee. Like when me and Richard was podcasting, Richard was like, dude, I can't fucking hang out with you drinking coffee no more. Like, I had him like twitching in the car. I had him drinking the nitro and I had him drinking cold brews. And he's like, I fucking can't. Like, he's like, I told him, I said, can you handle caffeine? He's like, yeah, man, I can handle a lot of coffee. And like halfway through the podcast, he's like, I can't fuck with you no more. Like, what are you doing?
Especially with that one, dude, that's strong. I was listening to the radio the other day at work, dude, and they had one of the radio shows that I listened to. Because they have these health down there. But you know, they're just trying to sell their stuff.
Right.
And they had it's from a certain company, and they had a lady this time. I had never heard her before. As soon as I turned it on, I changed it to because they're just trying to sell their own shit, you know?
Right.
But for like the 15-minute span that I listened to it, dude, she was all like, one of the callers called in and it was like, oh, you know, I'm trying to lose weight, and I tried all these diets, blah, blah, blah. And can you suggest, besides your products that you're selling, you suggest anything that I can do? And you know what she said?
What?
She said, oh, there's this thing, it's kind of new, it's called the Keto diet? Ketogenic diet?
Really?
And the guy was like, yeah, really? And the caller was like, what is it? She's like, oh yeah, it's pretty new. It's just pretty much high fats. She's like, you're gonna think, oh my god, I'm gonna eat a lot of fat. She's like, it's high fats, but like really very, very little carbs. She's like, it's very effective actually. She's got some people that are doing it right now. This is like for them. She's like, I'm a doctor, and I was like, dude, you're eating fats, and how are you losing weight? It's like, oh, it's the carbs, you know. They explained it. And she was just like, yeah, it's pretty new. It's pretty effective. She's like, I want to try that maybe.
Nice.
I was like, okay, I can look into it. But it was funny how she was like how new is it, dude? It's pretty new.
Not really, dude. No. So like,
she explained it like it just started this year type of thing.
I thought that, dude. To be honest with you,
I had never heard.
I don't know if I'd like talked about it much, but
I had never heard of it.
So I was listening to Loveline a lot, man. Like, this is how this all started for me, to be honest with you. Is I was listening to Loveline a lot, and then one day on Loveline they had this guy on who was fucking funny, like, and I was like, who the fuck is this crazy guy? You know what I mean? And they were like, oh, he's this like 6 foot, 4, like 200-pound like former fighter who's a stuntman. I was like, this guy sounds so fucking interesting, and he's talking about how he's doing all this shit, like organic shit, and like he was talking about it, like little different things. So I was like, I want to know more about this guy. So I looked him up, and sure enough, he had a podcast. His name's Tate Fletcher, and he was talking about like different shit, and like I kept noticing on different podcasts, he was talking about a ketogenic diet, dude. And then like I started listening to Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan was talking about something. What the fuck is this, man? Like, what is this ketogenic diet? And that's how I got into it.
I remember when you came out of nowhere with it.
I didn't even know what the fuck it was, dude. Like, I think it wasn't until my 4th week where someone had messaged me like on YouTube or something, and they were like, oh yeah, cool, man. Like, yeah, I did that Atkins diet too for a while, and it worked, and super happy with ketogenic diets. And I was like, what the fuck's this motherfucker talking about Atkins diet? Like, I'm not doing an Atkins diet. And then I looked it up, and like the first phase of the Atkins diet is a ketogenic diet. Like, yeah, the whole point of the first phase is you keep your carbs under 20 grams. So it's like, that diet actually, a ketogenic diet has been around since like the early 1900s. Because doctors and scientists, I think it was doctors more so than scientists, but they developed it as a way to treat epilepsy, especially epilepsy in children. So children that have severe, like, uncontrollable epilepsy, especially back then, they didn't have as good as medication. They found that putting these young children on extremely high-fat diets with extremely low-carb intake controlled epilepsy. But for, like, epileptics, I mean, it can be, like, 90% fat. no carbohydrates and only like 10% protein. But they found that doing a diet like that controlled epilepsy. But one of the side effects was like they started seeing all these other reported health benefits of like the kids claiming that they could think better and claiming to have more energy, and like the kids never really gained weight. Like none of those kids ever became obese, and it was like that's when Dr. Atkins, when he was like coming up with his diet, and he was looking at like, because he was a doctor, he had seen the research and he had seen the side effects from the epileptic diet, which I think more commonly what it was known like back then as the epileptic diet. But yeah, it's not new, man, but the way people talk about it, you think it's new. It's definitely becoming more popular, dude. Like we've talked about it with like LeBron James and shit, and like different like big name people. I just read, Chris Pratt. Dude, that motherfucker was fat, bro. Like he was fat, and like I seen a picture like before and after, and I was like, fuck you. He's like fucking big and shit, and like, but he was like fat. Like, and he talks about how he went from 300 pounds and like
I haven't seen those pictures. Yeah, he was 300 pounds.
Yeah, he's 300 pounds. He never had like the man boobs, but he had the belly, like for sure. But he talks about like how he lost the weight, and basically what he says is he was doing a lot of CrossFit, a lot of P90X, and he was doing an extremely low carb diet. So I'm assuming it was like a ketogenic type diet. But another interesting thing is he said that his personal trainer had him drinking 1 ounce of water per pound of body fat. That like his trainer told him that's the most crucial part of like flushing out all your fat. So he was drinking somewhere like 200, like 20, 30 ounces of water a day. That's so much water. That's like over 2 gallons.
That's like taking like 20 pisses.
Yeah, he was like, that was the worst part about it, was how much he had to take a piss. It's crazy, man.
Do you find yourself, I mean, I know how we say we don't really like try not to push it on people, because for one, that's annoying, and two, people are just close-minded about it, but like, do you see and find people that are just too close-minded about it?
I will say this, man, like,
I'm kind of going through that right now. I haven't mentioned it to you. My sister was pregnant.
Yeah.
She's skinny, she's in shape. It's so funny though, because it's like every day she asks me about it. Every day she's like, "What did you eat today? What did you do today?" But yet she won't want. She doesn't want to do it.
Right.
She's
well, look,
like,
man, it took in the.
She's like, no. At first, she's like, no. That's just like kind of. She kind of compared it to like a military diet.
Yeah.
That's just like a little thing that you're gonna get your weight back, and but now that she sees it, I'm like into like 6-7 weeks already, and you know how I feel, how I am. She's still like, no, I'm fine, I'm good. I'm like, I'm not trying to push it on you.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to convince you of shit.
I don't really care if you do it or not.
Right.
You're the one always asking me.
Yeah, man.
She's always asking me. She's like, well, send me pictures of what you ate. That day I sent her the picture of the wraps. I sent it to her.
Nice.
And she's just like, oh yeah, those look good. Like, typical Hispanic answer, like, has nothing nice good to say about it. So I was just like, you asked me to send you the picture, I'll send you the picture. Like, but she's so close-minded about it, dude. She's like, no, but yeah, she's always asking me questions about it. But it's kind of like, she kind of like wants to do it, but like, it's like, I don't know.
The thing is like, me and Richard have like a lot of not really arguments. Like maybe sometimes it sounds like an argument, but a lot of times we just have like deep conversations about shit. But like challenging each other, man. Like we used to have, and we still do every now and then. Like Richard's very religious, you know what I mean? And we have conversations about religion, and I question him on like, these people believe this and these people believe that. How can any one person say that they have all the answers? You know what I mean? And like, it can easily offend somebody. That's why I don't have conversations like that with people. I don't like to talk politics with people. I don't like to talk religion, because somebody's gonna get offended, man. Somebody's gonna get butthurt. Unless everybody's a drone and we all believe the same thing, people are gonna get offended. Very few people can have their beliefs challenged and listen and think. And like Richard, even with religion, he's like, you may have a point there. Like maybe this is just like a myth. Like maybe this particular thing never truly happened. It's meant to tell a story. Anyways, the point is, man, is like, I've heard it said that like, by this fitness guy, he's like, I forget who it was, or else I give him credit for it, but he was like, challenging somebody's diet, surprisingly, even in our unhealthy times, challenging somebody's diet is more offensive to a lot of people than challenging their religion or their political views. And it's like, it's so funny, man. Like, people, like, they don't want to hear it, man. Like, I talked about it last week. Like, they'll ask you and you tell them, but they're really only asking you so they can tell you their idea or their concept, which is cool to share information, but it's like, if you're not open-minded, then nothing I say is gonna matter.
But it's funny to me. I was like, I'm not pushing it, but yet she's always asking me about it, and it's still like, oh no, it's not gonna work. And it's like, they don't care if you think it is or isn't. You really want to ask me.
And so, like, no disrespect, but like, I don't really care. Like, if your sister like follows the diet, she's in good shape already. Like, she may be killing herself, like cardio wise or whatever, to maintain whatever she has, but she's like in shape, you know.
No, but her thing, the thing that got to her when I think that's what she keeps asking about it, is the mental focus and the energy.
Yeah, dude,
the
it's
energy
insane, bro.
that I tell her that I have now, that's what she's in great shape. And her girl, she has two girls, they're already grown. Like, they're not babies that she has to like take care of.
Yeah.
But you're with work and working out all the time and all that, so she's always tired. Always tired. And when I told her like, oh, I have all this energy now, and I work graveyard, dude. Like by Thursday, Friday, my last 2 days, I was dead.
That's not easy, dude. I did graveyard for like 3 months, man. Like, that's not
doing
fucking
it for like
easy,
3 years already.
Yeah, Jesus
And I was like, and I remember before,
You did like 6 or 7 years, huh?
I did a couple years already, dude. And before, my
That's so insane,
Thursday,
dude.
Friday, dude. Like coming from my last stop, dude, I'm falling asleep, dude. So I would have the proper 55-hour energy, or whatever the hell I can do. But now it's like I still take it with me just in case. But I don't remember the last time I popped when I worked. I don't remember. Probably since I've been doing this.
But
Yeah, because I'm good throughout the night, dude. And that's why I told her stuff like that, and that's when it got her attention. And I was like, you know, I mean, I didn't really try to explain it to her too much, because, you know, it's like, people that are close-minded about it, they just don't want to hear it.
I mean,
so
look
I told her, I'm like, look, it's too, the other day she asked me, I forgot what she asked me, but it was like kind of like a complicated question, like, explain this. I'm like, because the fats or whatever that I eat.
yeah.
And I told her, I was like, you know what, I was driving, I was like, it's too complicated, it's too long, like, just look it up. And she texted me back, like, 30 minutes later, like, that's too complicated, like, she just like, it's too complicated, I'm gonna sleep type of thing, like, she didn't even understand it.
But see, I mean, it's like,
Get it too, dude, because a lot of people don't know, like, they don't know what glucose is.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that, so she was
get
like,
it.
what is this?
I mean, so you had a head start because you were a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So you knew like all the technical terms. You know all the like the fucking processes that the body can go through. I didn't know a lot of that, to be honest with you, man. Like a lot of the shit I learned, like that's what actually I was really into doing these videos. Is like, especially in the beginning, it was a lot of technical shit because I didn't know shit, man. Like, and you know, one thing that's amazed me about this diet, man, like, and it's the kind of the thing that a little bit annoys me about like how this diet's becoming so overly popular. Is I'm already starting to see supplements. Like there's a company, Keto OS, where it's like somebody hit me up on Instagram, dude. I got a little annoyed about it because there's this one person that I saw that has like a lot of followers, like fucking 40,000 followers, but she's always trying to sell shit to her people. And it's like she's lost weight and gained weight and lost weight and gained weight, and like you post your before and after pictures and you get a lot of followers. You know what I mean?
She does it on purpose.
I think so, man. But I don't know. But she's like sponsored by all these different companies, so she's always telling people what brand to buy, which is something I never do, man.
That's so unhealthy.
And somebody asked her, like, you know, can you explain ketosis to me? And I seen she was answering everybody else. She didn't answer that question, dude. So I answered that question for that lady, like, and told her, like, without selling her shit, what ketosis is and why it can be beneficial. You know what I mean? And like a bunch of people started like private messaging me after that. But then, dude, some motherfucker hit me up and was like, "What if I told you that you could be in ketosis in 1 hour?" And I didn't even need to look at his page. And I told him, like, I would tell you that taking a drink or a pill is not a substitute for like hard work. And that's the problem with our society, is that we think any drink or pill can replicate like a real thing. You know what I mean? And then after I messaged him that back, I looked at his page, and sure enough, he was like working for that company, Prove It, and like. It's so stupid, man. But
Trying
like,
to sell that
yeah,
magic
trying to
pill
sell
that
me that
doesn't
magic
exist.
drink, and like, it is true. From what I've seen, it actually does put you in ketosis. Because if you're not on a ketogenic diet, your body doesn't utilize those ketones. So you have all these ketones. Like people that eat McDonald's all day long, they have a ton of ketones in their body, a ton, because of all that fat. But they're not on a ketogenic diet because their body doesn't utilize any of those ketones. It just pisses them all out. and then it runs on glucose still. So like it's so stupid.
I was like, I'm not gonna try to explain this to her. Just look it up. And she's gonna be like, what are ketones?
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, that was like my dude. Like that's like still to this day my motivation, man. Like, is like I feel like people want to do good. I truly believe that, man. Like at times I think like people are just like fucking lazy and don't want to put in any work. But then at other times I'm more sympathetic and I think like, man, like people really want to try. And like when I think about all the times that I've lost weight and gained weight and like how did I lose the weight? Oh, I just basically starved myself on like protein bars and shit. And I did a stupid amount of cardio, like an hour per session. And I was dying, dude, like miserable to try to get to a certain weight. As soon as I got to that weight and I think, okay, now I can just maintain this weight, boom, back up again. And it's like there's a flaw in the way we eat. You know what I mean? Like there's obviously something wrong. And like for me, starting this diet, like I've learned that problem is insulin. It's like the laws of thermodynamics aren't real. You know what I mean? Like I say that a lot, but it's because people still believe in that calories in versus calories out shit. And it's like calories in versus calories out is a good idea. It makes a lot of sense. That's why the scientific community has like 50-50 latched onto that idea as being a real thing. And it's like that fitness thing where everybody believes it. Like, oh, I just got to cut calories 500 and then burn 500 and, you know, in 3 days I'll lose 1 pound. It doesn't work though, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't take into consideration your insulin response. If your insulin is super high, your body can't burn fat. It cannot, because the fat cells are being used to store all that insulin. So your body's not going to allow the fat cells to melt because it needs those fat cells to hold the insulin. Yeah, I mean to hold all the glucose that the insulin is like grabbing, you know what I mean?
Try to explain all of that to somebody that's close-minded.
Yeah, man, but like, I mean, I think like that's my like real motivation. Like, I just want like, look, if somebody's in shape, I'm really not a super concerned if they get the clarity and stuff. Like, a lot of times I think with a ketogenic diet, the whole focus starts to become on weight loss. But you know, it's so much more beyond weight loss. Like, even if you don't need to lose weight, the benefits are huge, man. Like, with the energy and the mental clarity and just like overall health of your body. Like, your body runs better, you know what I mean? It's like the same thing with paleo. Paleo has all these health benefits as well. But it's not surprising that paleo diets usually consist of under 100 grams of carbs, you know what I mean? And so, like, I think that's huge, but more so for them people who just want to feel a little better. I think about the people that are sick, man, the people that are dying. Like, we have a big problem in our country, man, with people being overweight, and like some of that's laziness, and some of it's just that people keep failing. And you fail enough times, you stop trying. You know what I mean? And those are the people that I really want to try to reach and try to explain to them, like, look, this diet is not difficult. You're not going to be hungry. You're not going to be starving yourself. Like, that's what I finally did. I finally finished writing that article that I talked about like 2.5 weeks ago, which is like an intro guide to starting a ketogenic diet, because I just wanted to make something clean and easy for people to like. It's not that complicated. You don't have to make it complicated, man. Like, you don't have to do it like how I did it with just bacon and cheese for 2 weeks, but it doesn't have to be complicated.
You told me that earlier, dude. I didn't ask you. Pretty sure you won't do it, but did you think about posting like a picture of yourself and before and after?
Maybe.
Before and right now?
Maybe.
Have you actually looked back at the videos that you like from the beginning? And what do you think?
This is like, why is my beard so like red on me? I looked at it, I was like, I look like a fucking lion.
Like weight wise,
no, it's a big difference.
You trip out like that's crazy, man.
Like, I mean, you never fully like notice weight yourself, man. But I want to show you guys something and tell everybody something. I don't know, I've never done this before, but just so people can get an idea, man. Like, this is straight from MyFitnessPal. I've been logging in since March 30th, and since March 30th, I lost. The first day, I'm from the 30th to the 7th, I lost 23 pounds. From April 7th to April 14th, I lost like another 8 pounds. From the 14th to the 21st, I lost 2 pounds. And then every week since then, it was like I lost 3 pounds, and then I lost half a pound, and then I lost 3 pounds, and then I lost half a pound, and then I lost 3 pounds, and then I lost 2 pounds, and then I lost 1.5 pounds, and then I lost 1 pound, and then I lost half a pound, and then I lost 6 pounds, and then I lost half a pound, and then I lost 1.5 pounds, then I lost 3 pounds, 3 pounds, half a pound, 1.5 pounds, 4 pounds, and 4 pounds. Yeah, but this is not astronomical, man. Like, I'm not losing. Actually, that last 4 pounds was in 2 weeks because I hadn't weighed in 2 weeks. So I'm basically losing like around like maybe 2 pounds, sometimes only a half a pound. Like, and the thing, like the reason I wanted to read that today is I was looking at that. Next week will be 6 months that I've been doing this diet. You know what I mean? And right now it's 70 pounds. I've lost 18.9% body weight. So when I started, I was at 367 when I started this diet, because prior to my injury, I had gotten even heavier. But I lost some weight doing it the traditional way, but I kept gaining it back. See, that's the trip thing too, man, is like, I started, I think, like in December. I lost like 15 pounds real fast, and I gained back 7. And then I lost 7 pounds, so I was down 20 pounds. Then I went back up to my original weight, and then I lost like another 20 pounds. And like, I was doing that yo-yo of 20 pounds. And then since I started the ketogenic diet, man, like started at 367, and then now, as of today, I'm under 300. I'm at 298. And I've lost 18.9% of my body weight in 6 months, not even, dude, you know? But none of it was like magical, man. Like, I'm not telling people you're gonna lose 10 pounds a week. I did in that first 2 weeks, but you gotta understand, like, when you're shedding glucose, you shed a lot of water storage. And when you're heavy like I was, 360 pounds, you're gonna shed a lot of water storage, you know what I mean?
That was me. When I went down to 198, I was 208. 208 when I started. I lost like 10 pounds of like belly fat.
Right.
And luckily for me, I haven't lost any of like muscle. And now I want to go to the, you know what we went yesterday?
Right.
We went shopping. So my pants don't fit no more.
Nice, dude. I just had to do that with my wife like a week ago.
They're
a week and a half ago.
She's like, she told me
Nice.
last week, she's like, my pants don't fit. I don't want to wear a belt, like they're too loose on me.
Awesome, bro.
They're too loose on me. And when I got her a couple, like 3-4 pair of like, and before I full size, she went from like a 9 to like a 5 now.
Really? Nice. Dude, I don't know if it's because I'm like a little like, I don't put a lot of like, amazement on anything I do. You know, I'm actually like, no bullshit either, I'm not just saying this. I'm actually like more happy about like how I see that this diet has affected other people than how like the weight I've lost, you know what I mean? Like, I know that sounds weird, man, but like, I'm not saying like I'm to like responsible for this at all, you know what I mean? I'm not taking credit for it, but to me, like, I think it's a...
The father of
yeah, you know, I'm helping everybody. No, but in all seriousness, like, I feel better about that, man. Like, I just think it's beautiful, man, that like... And it's also inspiring, man. Like, 6 weeks of following anything can become a little boring. But then when I see like how great you're doing now, like when you and Jenny and my wife, Patty, when everyone started doing this, I was like, wow, that re-energized me, because I was feeling like a little like on this like kind of almost lonely journey. And then it's like everybody starts getting involved, and I'm like, and when you tell me like, dude, I feel awesome, I'm like, fuck, like yes, like it reiterates to me why I do this and why I've been doing it for 6 months. I'm not doing it because I have some goal, like I'm gonna do like a special year video and then I'm gonna eat a big Domino's pizza. Like, there's no like, it's just I do it because it feels good and it's effective. It's awesome, dude. Like, it's amazing, man. Like the benefits. I worry a little bit with it becoming mainstream, though. I do, man. I'm not gonna lie. When I see so many people online, it's like one of those things. I'm not a hipster who like wants to keep this like low and secret, but I just worry that when things become mainstream, you're gonna start to see like commercialized versions of this diet. Like, you're already seeing those people trying to push supplements and people telling people that if you take this, you know, or what do they call it, ergonomic fucking ketone supplement. Like, basically, if you drink ketones, you don't need to follow a ketogenic diet. You'll have the same benefits. It's like, no, you won't, because your body only learns what to do with ketones when you restrict carbohydrates.
I'm gonna drink this drink.
Yeah.
But you go eat like 300 grams of carbs. Like, it makes no sense.
Your body's still gonna burn the glucose, and it's just gonna piss out the ketones. You know what I mean? Because as long as the body is still burning glucose, it's never gonna have ketones.
Right.
I mean, dude, seriously, people that if you measured somebody's blood ketone level who was on like an American diet of like high fats and high carbohydrates of like McDonald's and shit, you know what I mean? Look how much fat is in McDonald's, but look how much carbs. So if you measure that person's blood ketone level, it's through the fucking roof. They are deep in ketosis, but they're not, because the body's not utilizing those ketones.
Yeah.
It's still burning the glucose, and since it doesn't need the ketones, it just pisses it out. It's like if you take too many vitamins, your body's only going to use the vitamins it needs, and then it's going to piss out the rest of the vitamins. You know what I mean? And That's what these drinks are gonna do. They're gonna give people are gonna pee on a little keto stick, and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm in ketosis. And it's like, you're not, dude. Like, you're still burning glucose. Like, there's no way, like, I
drank this keto drink.
And then what's going to happen is people are going to take those, they're going to keep eating their diet, and one of two things are going to happen. It's going to become like when we used to take testosterone, we're like, yeah, I feel different. You know what I mean? Or it's going to become like, man, the ketogenic diet is bullshit. I wasted, because they're like $200 for these fucking like ketone drinks. I wasted $200, and I was on a ketogenic diet for 2 weeks, and I didn't lose shit. And it's like, you weren't, like, you know what I mean? And like, that's what I worry about, man.
These companies are just going to try to monetize.
They're just going to monetize it, man. And I feel bad because it's going to warp people's belief, and it's going to change the way people think of like whether or not this diet is effective.
That's true. So then they're gonna eat regular plus drink that drink, and they're gonna be like, oh, I don't feel energy, I don't feel this, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, man. My wife used to tell me all the time, like on Instagram, she's like, why do you get so mad at people? Because I would tell her, like, this fucking person, like, they're saying that telling people to eat this way, that this is ketogenic, and it's not fucking ketogenic. And then she's like, why are you so mad? Like, why are you so mad? Why are you so mad? She fucks with me. And then now I hear her, she'll be like, look at all the tomatoes this fucking person put in their food. How is that a ketogenic meal? That has at least 12 grams of carbs. And I'm like, you got into it. You fell down the wormhole, man. Like, good luck now. Like, but it's one of those things, man. Like, I don't get mad for me because I know the truth. I get mad when I think about like all the people that are being misled by these like supplement companies and these people that are going to try to take advantage of the fact that now that Men's Health and now that big name celebrities are doing the ketogenic diet, now it's going to become profitable. And you know the funny thing is, there's no products out there, dude. There's no like, there's no.
You can come out big time in your company, right?
Dude, there's been more ketogenic diet cookbooks that have come out in the last year than ever. So like right now, these companies are pushing, man. Like Prove It is like creating their ketogenic, you know, drinks, and like companies are starting to now like realize like this is the next kind of thing. This is the next paleo, and like even though it's been around for a while, like as far as like popularity, the paleo diet had been around for like 40 fucking years, man. And only in the last couple of years has it become huge, you know? Same thing with CrossFit, dude. CrossFit existed, I think, like 10, 15 years ago. But everybody in the fitness community was like, well, that's stupid. That's like a throwback to like aerobic workouts. You're not working any body part together. Like, no, you have to do upper chest, lower chest, middle chest. Then you got to do triceps, dips. You're not working your muscles together. You're not going to get in shape. And then all these CrossFit people got buff as fuck. And then now people in fitness are like, hey, wait a minute, CrossFit is the shit, you know? So now they're trying to monetize CrossFit. So, you know the most common gym opening up now are boxes, which are what they call CrossFit gyms. CrossFit gyms are opening at a higher rate than like your Planet Hollywood. I mean, your Planet Fitness and shit.
All the weights are going to be on the ground everywhere.
Yeah, man. But it's like, and that kind of becomes a thing too. It's like these new CrossFit gyms that are opening, who is your instructor? What do they know about CrossFit? Are they just some dude who's been working out for a year who's like, hey, I'm going to capitalize? Or is it some dude who's like really knows? Because those gyms are only as good as their instructors. And like, it's just funny, man. Like, you see that a lot with things, you know? I saw some, sorry, and then that's it for me. I saw this Instagram girl, dude, that I wanted to mention.
Is the famous?
Dude, 1.2 million followers, right? I was like, what the fuck? Who is she? Bro, she's a 19-year-old fitness coach and health expert.
She's a life coach.
Bitch, you're 19. Like, in no way, shape, or form should the word expert have any way connected to you when you're 19 years old. And I started looking at her, and it's like ass, 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 titties, 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 ass, titties, ass, ass, titties, ass. And I'm like, okay, that's why you're a fitness model. Like, you were born with tits that developed into big tits and a butt that developed into a big butt, and you stayed skinny. But it's like, right. And it's like, oh, she's giving people like coaching advice on like how to like do a curl. I'm watching the shit. I'm like, you're not doing it right. Like, it's funny, man. But anyways, bro, I got off topic there, but
right?
I know. Get angry.
It's like
you don't like me when we talk about ketosis.
It's like you say that we've been lied to our whole lives. Like,
I just don't like the misleading, man.
Yeah, and how we growing up, dude, wasn't it? Eat your fruits, the vegetables. Eat your fruits. Eat your fruits. Eat your fruits. That show that I'm telling you that I listened to, dude. Another segment that I heard. This person called in. He's like, told the doctor like, oh, you know, I'm like to that point where I'm diabetic. One more freaking whatever. I'm diabetic already.
But
and she's like, so what are you eating? What's going on? And he's like, I have an orange tree in the house.
But
and a lot of oranges come out. And they fall and type of thing.
Right.
And she started asking him all these questions. But I was thinking that, like, dude, my whole life I've been like, foods.
Yeah.
And now this doctor's over here talking about, like, no, fruits have a lot of sugar, so don't eat fruits.
See, and that's like,
What the fuck, dude? That confuses people.
well, like, I tell everybody, man, like, all right, you wouldn't start feeding French fries to your cat. If you started feeding your cat French fries and your cat became sick, you wouldn't really wonder why. It's like maybe because cats aren't supposed to be eating French fries. And like if you look at human evolution, and that's why I think the paleo diet is so great, man. Like, and there's like ketogenic versions of a paleo diet that I follow.
Before that, how much do you know the paleo? Do you know do they eat carbs? How much of it?
Some, so it's usually like between 50 to 100 grams of carbs. It's still considered low carb, but it's not ketogenic because it's not quite that low. Although on a paleo diet, you can on certain days still be in the state of ketosis. Like if you eat like a little bit lower carbs or whatever, you know what I mean? Or some people can actually eat over 50 carbs and stay in ketosis. It depends on your body. It depends on how your body's able to, you know, handle those carbs. I don't judge it, man. I mean, I don't test it because I feel like for me, I'm somebody that's like super insulin resistant at this point. Like years of drinking soda and stuff, my insulin levels are all fucked up, dude. Like I really got to keep like insulin low, man. Like that's when my body feels the best. Like I fucked myself up in that sense, and that kind of goes into what I was going to say. Like I think with a paleo diet, it follows the smartest concept of like humans eating what humans evolved eating. You know what I mean? And it's eating the fats and eating the protein. It's like a lot of times people are like, yeah, but I eat protein. It's like, but you only eat the meat. You cut the fat off your meat. You don't eat the organs, which our ancestors grew up eating all the fucking animal. You know what I mean? So you miss out on all that fat. You miss out on the bone marrow, which has all these healthy nutrients and shit. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, our ancestors probably did find some wild vegetables and some wild fruits and shit, but only in season. They weren't eating oranges every day. You know what I mean? Because oranges don't grow but like 2 months out of the year. And like I think that's the important thing to remember. Like people argue to me all the time, like, well, fruit is good for you. Like fruit is good for you. It's like the grapes weren't everywhere in the world. Cherries weren't everywhere. Oranges didn't grow everywhere. Like people didn't grow up eating like fucking fruit melons like back in the day because
they weren't juicy back in the day.
Maybe if they were lucky, they came across like a blackberry bush, which is, you know, funny. Like blackberries and blueberries are the lowest carbs of all the fruits. You know what I mean? So like the bush fruits that you can like, you know, forage or whatever, those are some of the lowest in carbs. You know what I mean?
Dude, I never told you this, but my brother-in-law, he's right now, he's really good. But he gets to these moments when he just gets all like, oh, I really gotta lose weight. You know what he does?
Everybody does that.
He just juices.
Yeah.
He just juices and he loses. All that weight just falls off of him, dude. But as soon as he goes back to normal, bam, here's the weight again. Comes right back and he's still like, I don't know what's going on. Like,
how much does he lose? Like weight? 10 to 15 pounds?
Oh, he loses a lot.
Like more than 20?
Like 40.
Really? So one of the theories behind juicing, I mean, look, man, I don't claim that if you starve yourself and do cardio, I'm not saying you're not going to lose weight. What I'm saying is you can't maintain that weight because it's the insulin, dude, that truly causes weight gain and weight loss. You know what I mean?
That's what 99% of people don't understand.
Right. So the thing with cleanses and juices, man, is people claim to feel great, and then at times they feel shit. And then I feel great after I drink the juice, but then I feel like shit.
They feel like great because they saw the weight loss.
Or
mentally, they probably felt like
you just juiced like 5 oranges, like 2 apples, a bunch of cherries. You just juiced all this shit. That's a motherfucking sugar drink. Just drink Kool-Aid, bro. Just drink a cup of fucking Kool-Aid and like with a ton of sugar. Right, man. Cause let's be real. Like you feel energized because you just consumed a shit ton of sugar. You know what I mean? And then as soon as that burns off, then you don't feel so good. You mean like a sugar crash? And like, dude, one of the main reasons I think people on cleanses lose weight is they clean out their bowels. I've heard it said that you can carry anywhere between 10 to like 20 pounds of like waste in your intestines and shit, dude. And like, especially if you're a bigger person, you may have more, man. Like, so yeah, I lost all this weight. I shit it all out. You don't shit out fat, like you piss out fat. So everything you just shit out was just stuff that was clinging to your intestines. Like, congratulations, that's healthy to do that. But that's not weight loss. Like, you didn't lose anything. You know what I mean? Also, people, man, like, I wouldn't be surprised if when he does that, he's also sacrificing a lot of muscle. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. No, yeah, he goes from looking okay, he's a little heavy, but so when he loses all that weight like that, he just gets food you need to eat for.
Yeah, man.
Like, you need to lift that weight because like, it doesn't look right.
I've seen people lose a lot of weight and they look sick, man. Like Biggest Loser and shit. You know what I mean? You look ill, man. Like,
I
you
told
look like
you, dude,
you got
that was
cancer.
my main thing with this, dude. Like, I didn't want to lose the muscle. And with the remember with the protein, you were telling me like you don't need that much,
man.
you know, cut it in half, all this and that. And do it in actuality, it's actually saving me money. Like that protein that I used to get every week, I get it like every 2 weeks now. Because I only do one scoop, then 2 scoops like before. I cut out my protein.
So even weight, because man, like I've heard it said that like endurance athletes have it the worst, like marathon runners and shit. They can take like a 6-month period of time to become fully keto adapt. But even like weight lifts and stuff, like just wait, dude. Like in another 2 months, I guarantee you, you're gonna be bigger than ever muscle wise, and it's gonna just fucking blow your mind because it's happened to me. I'm not doing shit. You know what I mean? I haven't really done anything in like the last 2 weeks, even walking and stuff. I've been busy and also like been kind of lazy on that, you know, dealing with other things. But it's like funny, like my muscles every day, and I don't know if it's because the fat's going away, the muscles becoming more noticeable, but it's like I'm not doing anything, man. I'm not losing any muscle. Like, so for somebody that's doing the hands working off, it's amazing, man.
Really good.
That's it for me, man. It's like I don't wanna argue it with people, but I just want everybody to like. I urge everyone to just try it. Like, what do you have to lose, man? Just try it. Do it for 2 weeks. You're gonna feel like shit the first few days because of you're basically going through withdrawal. But after that, you're gonna feel great.
When do you have
I'm hoping to put it up by Monday. I just have I finished the whole article. I just have to do the little 3-day meal plan that I was going to include in there to like help people get through the worst of like keto food, to help them get through that withdrawal of like carbohydrates. After that, you can just make your own meals, and that's what I urge people to do. Is just find food you like choose from this list. You know what I mean? Type thing, like what I did for you. You know.
that article?
That's it. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Adios.